You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Hey, there's the music. That means it's time for Animal Talk. Some of the best doggone pet people on the planet here to help you with your pets. That's exactly what we're here to do. Like the gentleman sitting across from me.
Hi, I'm Brian Donovan, and I'm playing a dangerous game of lactose roulette.
Pushing our buttons.
Sam!
Hey, we haven't heard that in some time.
Yeah, sorry.
No, love having...
I'm back, though, and I'm very happy to be back.
Sam Nork.
That's me.
Yay.
Yes.
My name is Jamie. Just want to make sure everybody has a good time. Animal Talk, it is America's pet show. And, Brian, what is causing your lactose roulette?
A chocolate malt.
Oh.
We went crazy.
We did.
Sam texted and said, I want to party.
I want ice cream.
I want to party with you
She
guys.
said, I want to party. And we're like, what do you got in mind? She said, ice cream. So
And
I can party.
ice cream it was. Yeah.
And it was good.
And just...
And French fries.
Just
malts and French fries.
People listen to podcasts whenever, but just to throw it into context, it is a snow day here in Michigan. I teach high school. I had the day off because it was so cold and
I didn't
snowy.
get a snow day, and I'm so...
So what do we do?
Go off for ice cream.
Yeah.
Why not?
Ice cream is not
Hey.
good in the summer. It's better in the winter.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite things to do in the summer. My friend Jenny and I, we would go. I'd bicycle over to her house. She lived about a mile and a half away. And then we'd walk from her house about another mile down to the 31 Flavors.
Yeah.
We'd cut through the
Baskin
cemetery.
Robbins?
Make out in the cemetery.
Wait, really?
No, we didn't make out, but we did cut through the cemetery.
Yeah.
And
You sure?
Yeah, quite.
Why else would somebody go through the cemetery?
Yeah.
No.
Why else, Jamie?
Because it's a shortcut to the Baskin Robbins. And it was a really big cemetery. You're going through, or you're going 2 miles. So we would cut through there, and I would get the bubblegum ice cream, right?
Oh my gosh.
And it would have like the little pieces of bubblegum in it, almost
Yeah.
like chiclets, right? The little pieces of bubblegum. But I would I would eat it, but I wouldn't chew the gum. I would just I would chipmunk them into the side of my mouth until I got through all the ice cream, and then I would chew the gum.
That's insane.
That's kinda
I
disgusting.
feel like that's like not your flavor. I wouldn't have pegged you as like,
Bubblegum?
yeah.
I'm a girl drink drunk. I'm a girl drink drunk from back in the day. Pink bubblegum ice cream, and put an umbrella on it. I'm happy. How does that not surprise you? How does that surprise you?
I don't know. I feel like you're like very normal or neutral. I don't know. I feel like you don't like
I'm a little
bright
more
colors.
Mr. Vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla. Yeah.
Vanilla.
No. So, the bubblegum ice cream, or the what else would I do? I would do the chocolate chip or mint chocolate chip. That
Ooh,
would be
mint.
about it. I think cookie dough. Well,
Blue Moon. Blue
Cookie
Moon
dough wasn't a
slaps.
thing when I was, it became a thing when I first had ice cream.
The days before cookies, Jamie?
Jesus and I,
You're that old?
we would break from middle school, and
Wait, when was cookie dough invented? Like cookie
So,
dough ice cream or
yeah.
cookie dough the real thing? Cookie dough.
well, no, cookie dough, the ice cream, was quite a ways before. I don't think they had cookie dough ice cream.
No, I don't think so.
At some point in my childhood, but when we were in 7th grade, 78, 79. So
It was the old days, Jamie.
That was.
The number one flavor back then was chicken liver ice cream.
Okay,
Isn't
19.
that weird? You ever see these
84.
old stories from the 1800s? That's
Yeah.
like a thing that kids ate. Oh, let's have some chicken liver. Let's
Oh,
have,
1984. That's when cookie dough ice cream
Yeah, that's about
was
right.
invented.
so there you are. So yep, not until after high school. All right, so we were.
According to the ice cream wiki.
I believe it. So anyway, thanks for following along, Sam. If people want to follow us, what can they do?
Oh yeah. Okay, so we got our social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Animal Talk Radio. You can follow us on those. Or we got our YouTube page that we need to start using. So that's fun. And then we have our merch site, wearingfunny.com. Which,
It is.
Yep, that's what it is.
That is it.
So yeah. Buy
All right.
some stuff.
So yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We appreciate you hanging out with us because we're here for Animal Talk and we help people with their pets and talk about pet-related issues. Facebook Live is a thing while we're on.
And it's going right now.
You follow us on the Podcast Detroit Northville Studios pages. The videos appear there, and then we share them over to the Animal Talk page. Do you share that over to the Animal Talk page, Samantha?
Oh, I can. Yep. Hold on. I will share it over there,
Roll
and
it.
we'll be okay really quick. Real quick.
Roll it over, and then whatever else promote your podcast pages you
Oh,
want
yeah, I got that. Yeah.
tag it on too. You can do that. But yeah, so you can watch it live as it unfolds. Heck, if you're brave enough and you see it and it's happening live, there's a studio.
You should ask a question.
There's a studio number
and there's a question, yeah.
on the lower third there, or you can ask things in the chat. So Sam's keeping an eye on the chat. You can do that. But we also take stuff off of the web and throw those questions at Brian. Like I got one here about a 9-week-old puppy. Are you ready for this?
I think I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. My 9-week-old puppy is aggressive towards me. He growls, bites, scratches me when I take items away from him. But only when I've told him no. He gets angrier when disciplined and when I tell him not to do something. So my puppy gets aggressive and angry with me when I take things away.
Yeah.
So does the puppy get angry?
Of course. Yeah. Little ones have to be, they have, you all right?
Yeah.
Little ones have to be, you have to show them the parameters, right?
Okay.
The limits.
Mm-hmm.
And when you show them that limit and they don't believe it's a limit, then they test you.
Okay.
So maybe one of the things that people do that that actually contributes to this sort of thing is by shaking your finger at the dog, and yelling at him, shaking your finger. Because what you're doing is you're associating the correction with your hand, with your finger, and it might make the dog actually more aggressive towards you. Not that finger. No. It's typically not the finger you're correct with.
Flipping your dog off.
So
F you, Sporto.
So either way, he's not taking it serious.
Okay.
So you have to get better at correcting, and you do have to do that with a puppy. You have to show him, this is right, that's wrong, and a good correction will stop the action. It will not elicit that aggressive response. So you got to step it up a little bit.
Yeah. Is the dog genuinely angry?
Yeah, it could be, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I figured you were going to come back with, your dog's not angry.
Well, it's not like that. Like you're thinking. It's the dog wants to do what it wants to do, and you're trying to stop him.
I was baiting you.
Yeah. So and you're trying to stop him. So
I'm the master at that.
He can. Yes, you are.
I'm 12.
Wait, was that like a bad thing?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't get it. Was it like innuendo?
I said I was baiting him,
Innuendo.
and I'm the master at that. Work it out, Sam.
Oh,
It's it.
oh God.
A
Oh.
train leaves Chicago.
I know.
All right. Okay. See, it's fun. Did you see the video? Because Sam's in the TV on the video.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Well,
in the
it's
TV.
superimposed, so
Oh.
She's behind me. I moved my spot so I can't see her.
How do you do that?
So it's magic. It's the video magic. It's the video magic. But you have to check out the video on Facebook. It's a ton of fun. All right, so
I am in the TV.
The dog isn't actually angry, but it is a case of is it a case of possession and it's possession and like you said dominance?
At 9 weeks, I would just chalk it up to a puppy being just insubordinate. And I don't think we have to put too many labels on it other than this dog needs to be he needs to be shut down here. You have to tell him no, and you have to mean it. Oh wow, all
That's
kinds of
springy.
Yeah,
Ooh, it's springy.
vibratory repercussions.
So Sam and I talked about this, but I think it was a day that you weren't here, Brian, and it made me very happy. You like going to the movie? You like going out to the movies?
Sure, yeah.
So there's a movie house in Texas.
Oh my God, I want to go here so bad.
I know.
Oh,
$15 for movies.
Okay.
$15 for a movie. Comes with bottomless wine. And not like you're thinking you have to wear pants.
Oh.
While you're doing it.
Let's why.
It's $15 for a glass that they will refill time and again for you.
That sounds a little dangerous.
For $15. And here's the pet kicker. it's dog friendly. You can bring your dog to this movie theater.
And the dog can drink wine too?
Oh, I'd give my dog. We would be.
I don't
so
think they
turned.
give the.
What if you're watching like Lord of the Rings and it's a 19-hour movie and you just keep drinking wine? Who's responsible for your actions?
It's actually called K9 Cinemas, Plano, Texas. Isn't that a great idea?
It's actually pretty cool.
So you don't have to drink wine. If you don't want. So imagine a world where you could walk into a movie theater, grab yourself a big bucket of popcorn, and cuddle up with your dog.
Big bucket of wine, apparently.
And catch a flick. K9 Cinemas in Plano, Texas is exactly that. A movie theater where your dog is welcome. Plus, they offer an all-you-can-drink wine package at an extremely reasonable price for $15. If you have 2 dogs, the second one just is $5 more. So, yeah, it's $15 for you and your dog.
It's crazy.
If you have 2 dogs, $20. We have a big heart for our furry family members in our lives, and we believe they should be able to have a night out with you, said owner Eric Lankford. So the theater hosts, so it's not like, your regular thing. It's one-off screenings, older movies, different theme nights, popular TV shows, and then they do the bottomless wine thing.
It's a great
idea.
idea.
If you don't opt in for the wine, admission is free.
I'm assuming they're not serving Opus One or anything like that, right?
Well, I feel there might be a box involved
Yeah.
with the packaging when that comes. Do you watch, when you had critters at home, would they sit and watch TV with you?
You know what? Some dogs would. Some dogs that I've owned will watch TV.
Yeah.
And others just, they look at it like it's just not, there's no connection there.
So Percy watches with me. He'll lay on my legs and he'll face the TV. Usually ends up falling asleep before I do even, which is pretty amazing because I fall asleep pretty dang fast while I'm watching. Samantha, what about you? Do your pets watch TV with you?
Oh, yes, they do. Especially when there's animals on screen. They'll be like,
they get excited about that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody understood what I meant by so yes, they'll turn their heads and be like, oh my God, there's animals.
All right. So here's another behavior question. I have a dog, and he claws me when I come home from work. He doesn't do this to any other family members. It's just me when I come in the door, jumping up and clawing me. Why me, and how can I make him stop?
Why you?
Yeah, because he apparently it's like, no, it doesn't do it to anybody else.
Doug probably likes her. Likes him or her.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But Jamie, I think you know what I'm going to say here.
No.
What would you like your dog to do?
Oh.
That's the first question.
Not claw me?
Well, that's not. What does it look like, though?
Oh.
What does it look like?
Oh.
It's easy to teach a specific action. It's really hard to teach don't do this without replacing it with something else.
Okay.
So that's the first question I'll always ask somebody is, what would you like your dog to do? And they usually say, well, I want him to not jump. Well, that's hard to teach. But how about sit? Sit's a good one to teach, or go get your ball, or whatever. Just something that the dog can do that you can teach easily, where the dog will know that that's his new behavior. He's just happy to see you. That's all. So all you have to do is show him he's going to get the attention he wants by doing the things you want him to do. So next time, first of all, teach sit by itself, okay? And then when the dog greets you, have the dog sit, give him a treat. It really is that simple. It really is that simple. But the dog is just happy to see you. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He jumps up and he claws you. He wants your attention. But show him how to get the attention. So having a little bit of a language there is always helpful. So the dog knows what's expected. If you just expect the dog to act right, that's pretty tough.
Can you please tell him to just behave himself?
Yeah, right. Just do something else. What is that something else? That's what you got to teach them.
Yeah.
So it's just all about attention, Jamie. It's all about attention.
Well, it might be close to dinner time too for the pup.
Could be.
And they might be getting excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's my human. Soup's on.
Feed me.
How about you get in here? This next question actually is about, and these are short questions, but this next one is about dinner and supper time with the pet. Joni asks, why does my dog tend to get wild after he eats his supper? Why does my dog get wild after he eats his supper? It's the only time of day he does this.
He's got to poop.
Got
to poop.
Oh.
Dogs will have, you should count your blessings because dogs will usually have, if you feed them consistently and they're on a good schedule, they're going to have a time during the day where they kind of, get a lot of energy out of their system. So it'll cycle their energy. So they'll be calm at the same times each day. They'll be energetic at the same times each day. So if you notice this pattern, make sure he's in the right place at that time. So when he's, that might be just the perfect time to go out and toss a Frisbee for him or, just so you can get that energy out of him. It's a very good thing that you have that. Some dogs, they'll dissipate that energy throughout the day. But if you can get it all out in one session, that's usually a dog's going to be calmer the rest of the day. So, I would encourage him. Dog wants to get excited, take him for a little walk or something and, toss a ball around or something like that. It's always a very, very good behavior pattern for him to get into.
Yeah, that was going to be my observation. It's like, all right, well, he's all pumped up after dinner.
Yeah.
Give him something to work that energy off, be it a busy ball or, taking him for a walk, help you work off your dinner a little bit.
Yeah.
Work off those malteds we just had. Holy crap. I feel fatter. Just sitting here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm huge.
Yeah. Well, we balanced the malt with French fries.
Oh,
so it was a balanced meal.
That was smart. That was.
So you shouldn't feel terrible about it.
Yeah, I shouldn't look at the video because I'm like, oh my god, who's that fat guy over there? Oh crap, that's me. How'd that?
You got that Steve Jobs thing going on with your black tortoise neck shirt.
You like that? And now we dance. It's like I did that last time. We were dancing last time.
Yeah.
We're my Mike Myers German techno dancing. Sam, do you like the German techno dancing?
Yes. That's all I'm gonna say.
When you dance like that, it's like if Mike Myers, Steve Jobs, and a Far Side cartoon had a baby. It would look just like you.
Just like that. Oh, here's another really short question. Declaws or no declaws?
No.
That comes from Fitzsimmons64. Declaws or no declaws?
Years ago, people chopped all sorts of things off of dogs and cats. Dogs, chopped their ears off, shaped their ears with cookie cutter type devices that made them shapely, and cutting the tails off, cutting all sorts of things off them, cutting dew claws off.
How'd you like somebody come down and pick something off of you?
Yeah, that's right.
I have no idea what that was.
Sound like a little gingerbread man.
Yeah,
maybe someone
I was trying to be
his little hand off.
Actually, the tree from Wizard of Oz, but he was like, actually, kind of. How would you like something? I can't do it anyway.
So it's becoming more of a frowned upon thing. I mean, if you get a cat, that's part of their behavior pattern. Get them a scratch post, work with them a little bit. But man, taking their claws off, I know vets still do it, veterinarians, but I think there are more and more veterinarians that are kind of discouraging that. I mean, it's part of their defense. It's a very integral part of what a cat is.
Yeah.
Having their claws, being able to climb up things and scratch things. I've never been a huge fan of it.
Okay.
I say if you're going to get a cat, then, you
know what you're getting into.
Yeah, know what you're getting into. You're going to have, a cat. You're going to have cat behaviors if you have a cat.
Well, that leads us to I don't know if you caught this in the news just within the last about week here. This is coming out of the Detroit Free Press from Andrea Balderrama. Michigan could become the second state to ban declawing of cats. Did you hear that?
Oh, I heard about this.
Yep. So some legislation has been introduced. Michigan might become the second state in the country behind New York to ban the practice of declawing cats. State Representative Nate Shannon of Sterling Heights and 20 other Michigan legislators have introduced a bill that would prohibit the practice unless it was for therapeutic or medical reasons. Because on a very small scale, there's a medical reason to do that, but not very infrequently. So an individual, here's a quote from the House bill, an individual shall not perform by any means a long medical word that means take off the nails, partially or completely. Yeah, there's a lot of medical terms in here. But you won't do it completely, either the phalange or the the phalangeectomy or tendonectomy.
Yeah, it's actually like the last digit of their fingers, of their tiny little fingers.
Or any other surgical procedure that prevents normal function of the claws on a cat in this state, unless the procedure is necessary for therapeutic medical reasons. And that's House Bill 5508.
Yeah. Not that cats have fingers, but imagine if you had a habit of drumming your fingers on a tabletop, and someone said, you know what? If we just lop off the last part of those fingers, maybe he wouldn't do that. I mean, it's a pretty severe thing, and I'm sure, once it's outlawed everywhere, people look back on that practice and say, "Egad, what were we thinking?"
The bill goes on to describe what therapeutic reasons are, and it imposes a fine. It sets the fine of $1,000 on individuals who violate the law if it is passed. So it could be $1,000 fine for every kitty you declaw. And then the practice of declawing is commonly administered to protect furniture in homes where the felines reside. Declawing is not medically necessary in most cases.
And Jamie,
yeah,
I know it may sound like Mr. Obvious here, but once you declaw your cat, you can no longer paint the nails.
Oh.
So that's a consideration as well.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty lucky with because I had Kirby for 18 years. Got him back in 95. I got him back in 95, and he was an awesome guy. But I did have him declawed. Just as a kitten, when he came, it was the package deal. They're like, yeah, throw in the declaw, put on some undercoating, sure, And that was just kind of the thing at the time.
Yeah.
And then, 20 years later, we got Percy coming into our lives, and the shelter is like, you're not declawing this cat. And,
right.
But when we were getting Kirby, they were like, hey, you want some undercoating? You want a declaw? You want, we're
See,
like,
that's part of it.
You want a snip and a nip? And we're like, yeah, do it all. Make sure all the shots are done. And
so I don't have a problem with making it illegal. Just the fact that it's legal makes it seem okay, just like you indicated. That, well, that's just kind of what they did. So the professionals don't seem to have a problem with it, so, why should I weigh in? But it really is kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go as far as say it's barbaric, but it's definitely, it's a cat. Now, people say, oh, my cat has this frustrating problem. No shit, you got a cat. You're gonna be frustrated from time to time.
Yeah. But I was worried about it. And we're like, and I'm like, I don't know, man. And Colleen, we have like some vintage furniture and, to go with our 1,000,000-year-old house. And
I think we've actually told people your house is 1,500 years old.
It is.
Which is very old for a house in Michigan.
It is.
Do you have to patch
like cave drawings,
that
really,
thatch roof every year?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yep. No, it's 200 years old.
It's an old house.
1831. But we have like really extended families, and like a lot of the furniture from both sides of our families have made it into our possessions, and she can be very particular, and I can just see, oh my God, if the cat scratches up her stuff, she's gonna lose her mind. But she was actually more against the declaw than I was.
But how would you know if something got damaged? You have like 7 couches in your living room. It take a couple months just to there's a piece of furniture ruined now.
we do, actually.
So it's kind of a big sprawling house. Lots of stuff.
But we were able to train Percy. Colleen didn't think I'd be able to do it. Well, no, she didn't. She was confident. She was training him not to scratch the furniture, and I was teaching him to scratch on one of those little cardboard. It was like a cardboard box filled with other cardboard, and you just see all the corrugation. She's like, he's never going to use that. I'm like, yeah, he will. I got this, and we had put to deter him from scratching on the couch. It was just, it was like newspaper, and it was just kind of like wrapping paper, and she just like pinned it on the side of the couch. So when he went up to it to scratch on it, it was like paper, and it made noise, and he was just like, I don't like that. That's not catching my nail.
And that worked, huh?
Yeah, and then so he wasn't scratching on the couch, and then I put those boards near the couch, and he would, and I put catnip on it, and then he just lost his mind.
This pulls a lot of things together for me. Last time I was over your house, I thought you were gifting me that couch because it was gift wrapped.
Is that where that one went? because we're down to like 4 in there now.
Hey, Jamie gave us a couch for Christmas. That's really nice.
Yeah. So, but it worked. But we don't have to keep the paper on there anymore. He doesn't do it, and now he scratches on things he's supposed to scratch. We got him a little cat house, and it's at the bottom. It's got the rope tightly wound around one of the legs of this like little
like
cat
that
house
twine
thing.
kind of rope.
Yeah. And he's like he goes to town scratching on that and go, oh, good boy. And he looks. He's like,
Oh my God.
It takes a little while, but
Something that just happened that was really embarrassing, and now I don't want to say because now people are going to like look at the video.
oh, you were picking your nose?
Yes!
all right. So go to
man.
25, 28 in the video to watch Samantha dig for gold.
Samantha,
I wasn't paying any attention.
God, you were you like really like up in there?
No, it was just like right there, so I just like, did a little thing, but I'm pretty sure people can tell what's going on.
You didn't flick it onto the soundboard or anything, did you?
I mean, no.
You forget that camera's on there.
Yeah, I don't. I should cover it up. Yep, there we go. It's covered now.
There it is.
Okay.
All right. She was feeling lonely in there.
Shame on
But yeah, so I was pretty proud that we were able to get that. And so Michigan is going to Michigan's going to pass a law that's hopefully. Do you think it'll go? Do you think?
Yeah, it probably will. It seems like the time. I wasn't aware of that, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, more and more vets are, kind of they gave up that practice of declawing cats. But yeah, I mean, you can make a case either way. But the bottom line is, the cat was born with those, and it's part of what a cat is. So. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of keeping them, keeping that part of them intact.
Keeping it fresh.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a question about
Oh my God. Who wrote
cat behavior.
25-28 digging for gold?
I wrote 25-28 digging for gold on the video, and now it's there. It'll be stuck there.
Oh, somebody has a question.
Oh, really?
Or they're saying,
Somebody saying something in the chat? Oh, hey,
oh
there
my
it is.
God, somebody says Samantha, nice dig. No way.
Oh, what we do? So read it to us, Samantha.
Okay.
Brian's chiming in.
Brian, there's another Brian. Hello.
Hey.
He says, I have a dog, Shepherd Collie mix. Her name is Mia. Mia has been with us since we adopted her from a rescue when she was a puppy. She has lived a pretty, what is that word? Sedentary life. I'm not stupid. I graduated high school. And I always feel bad I don't give her enough walks, mainly because she gets really overexcited and pulls me for most of the walk. How do I get her to not get so excited before she walks and throughout the walk? What are the benefits of the walks? Samantha, nice dig. Thank you.
All right.
Well, actually, Brian, the sedentary life. Okay, so what are the benefits of the walk? Oh man, the walk is good for you, good for the dog. Now, you don't want her to not get excited about the walk. So the point is that the dog should want to look forward to it and want that walk. You just need some control of the dog when it's on the leash. So I would recommend you get a training collar and a 6-foot lead and do some basic leash leash breaking. So that would entail you taking the dog out. When the dog reaches the end of the reach of the leash, you give her a little correction. When she comes back to you, heap a lot of praise on the dog, maybe give her a little treat. And she'll learn real quickly that it's a lot of fun to run with you and walk with you. But once she gets too far, it's sometimes a little scary. It's a little bit, which is a good lesson for the dog to learn. Because if the dog got off leash, you wouldn't want her to think it's exciting to run away from you.
Yeah.
You want her to be kind of apprehensive about running away. So it's a really good exercise to teach the dog that it's safe to stay near you. It's unsafe, or at least unsure. She should be unsure about running away from you. That'll always keep the dog close to you, whether she's on the leash or not. So it's very simple exercise. You should be able to get the dog walking within 10 minutes. It's never taken me more than 5 or 10 minutes to teach a dog this. And
but you're good at it. I mean, you say that, but how easy is it really?
I am good at it. And I mean, I did it for a living, right? So,
Yeah.
And it's a fair question. I mean,
What would help somebody being successful doing this? What?
Okay. What you want to do is you want to impart a little bit of fear in the dog when the dog gets to the end of that reach.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to surprise them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't have to hurt the dog; just surprise the dog, startle them. Real quick, pull on the leash, very very fast. Yell no, and when the dog looks at you or makes any attempt to come towards you, lots of praise, maybe a treat. That way, the dog will learn that the correction only comes when they're away from you. And again, it's a life lesson. It's a lesson that could save the dog's life one day. Because most of the time when dogs run away, they're not running away because they have a terrible home. They're running away because they think it's exciting. Only domestic dogs do that. Dogs in the wild don't run away from their family. No animals run away from their family because nature is inherently dangerous. So it's a very natural lesson for a dog to learn.
Okay.
That it's safe to stay near, family and familiar things. It's unsafe to wander off. So you're kicking in an instinct that's already there, Jamie. So if you can impart that in the dog, that it's scary to lunge away from you, it's safe to stay near you. It doesn't take that long.
All right, Brian, try that out. Give it a shot, and let us know. Let us know how it works. Brian, he went to Specs. He's a Specs Howard guy. I was looking at his Facebook. He's like, we got a couple mutual radio.
Don't stalk people.
Oh, I'm friends with him. Yeah,
we got some mutual radio friends, and he used to host a podcast called Not So Cool Kids, and he does some dinner theater. He does the Dinner Detective Murder Mystery Show.
Oh, I want to go
in Troy.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want to go. Let's go, guys.
Cool.
Let's go.
So
you want to go? Let's go.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun road trip. All right, Brian, thanks for checking in. That's very, very cool. All right, so I was gonna read another one. Was I gonna read something? Oh, it was a cat question. It was about some cat behavior. I had a question here about some cat behavior. Question about cat behavior. Sally and Jack. We have an almost a year-old female tortoiseshell kitty.
Okay.
Let me start over. We have an almost year-old female tortoiseshell kitty. We rescued her as a severely feral kitten. So this was a feral kitten, 8 weeks old. It was born in a barn, no human contact. And my 10-year-old daughter quickly became friends with the cat and is the only person this cat will trust. She does well with the whole family, even strangers now, but it's my daughter's cat. My daughter was sent home from school with a very low-grade temperature and a bellyache. Something over half the school has gone through in the past week.
Coronavirus.
Yeah, probably. It's not severe. The fever is low, but she's feeling a little bit better, but we're keeping her in bed. But the cat is suddenly super protective and attached to my daughter. She'll sleep on her belly or her chest. She's smurfing her little nose. And if anybody comes close to the cat or the daughter, the cat will meow. Not hiss, but meow. If my daughter tries to get up, the cat gently puts out her claws like to say, sit down. to tell her no almost. The cat gets up to eat and then goes to use the litter box, but then runs right back and climbs on top of my daughter again. My daughter's loving it because she doesn't feel well, and it's nice to have a little buddy there. She goes, I've heard of dogs doing this. But is this normal cat behavior, and does the cat know my daughter is sick?
It's not normal. No, she's right. Usually that's dog behavior. Best thing to do, Jamie?
Yeah.
Declaw the cat.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
No, that is more dog-like behavior than a cat. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And because it was a feral cat,
yeah.
This is the only person that it has in the world. Right, and it probably knows that. I don't know if an animal knows that you're sick, but they definitely know something's different, and that does cause stress. It causes some anxiety in dogs and cats. So I don't know. Maybe they do know they're sick, but they see a different behavior pattern, and it alarms them, and they do act strangely sometimes. So this cat is really, really focused on your daughter, and it's kind of a very unique relationship.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like there's anything wrong with it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if the cat's like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I don't know where I was going. I figured I better stop before I go somewhere stupid. I got a story out of the New York Post here. Hannah Frischberg. Yelling at your dog ruins their lives, so don't be a jerk, study says.
Okay.
Even treats aren't as much fun as just being nice. A heartbreaking study finds that screaming at dogs scares them long term, patient is far more superior a method in training. So, so people who train with loud commands,
you know what,
is traumatizing for dogs.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
As a kid, I worked in a kennel.
Yeah.
And it's deafening in a kennel. This is bullshit. You think that yelling at your dog is going to traumatize?
Well, you yelling at the dog. Other dogs barking is a different story.
But I think this is where this story is going. You don't want to associate a correction with yourself.
Right.
So when you're yelling at your dog, you can do it in such a way that the correction happens when the dog is focused on the behavior you want to stop. So if the dog looks at you and you start yelling at him, it's going to cause a little bit of a problem. But
sure.
Don't think for a second dogs don't growl and yap at each other. And like I said, it could be deafening when you have a few dogs in a room or a kennel.
So they did a test in Portugal with 42 dogs from a school that used reward-based training and 50 dogs from an aversion-type training school. And they found that the treat-based dogs were much more well-adjusted, and they could find their treat bowl more easily. They were easily adapted to new people. The aversion-based dogs showed lipping and paw-raising, yawning and yelping much more frequently than the positive-based training.
It's not a very scientific. There's no controls in that. What's it mean, aversion training and treat-based? Because a good balanced training method uses both. It uses a little bit of aversion. It uses treats. It uses rewards. It uses encouragement. The principles are always the same, Jamie. You want a lot of encouragement, a little bit of correction.
Yeah.
And and that's that will usually go quite far towards getting control of the dog. So aversion training, that just sounds like it's all negative, and then treat training is all positive. So yeah, I would imagine you get a little bit further ahead with treat training, but there is some middle ground. It's not just one or the other. I mean, you can use both if you're a smart trainer, and you can make a lot of headway, because there's a difference between teaching the difference between right and wrong and good and bad. Those are different lessons, and sometimes people get confused. So not understanding something is never bad. It could be wrong. It's not bad. Doing something dangerous is always bad. Like we talked about, pulling at the end of the leash. Mm-hmm. That is something I would consider bad, simply because it could kill the dog one day if the dog is okay with just running away from you. So, but teaching a dog to sit and it doesn't sit correctly, that's never bad. It could be wrong, and then you got to use a very gentle approach and a lot of treat-based, training. So it's not one or the other. There's a good training method incorporates both.
Well, and you should be as kind to your dogs as humanly possible, because dog people live longer lives.
Really?
Yep. A story out of NPR here.
And people who sleep with their dogs live longer.
That's it. So hugging a dog is one of life's greatest joys. Getting to see our furry four-legged friends wagging their tails is a love drug like no other. Dogs and humans interact with one another, and it actually creates a jolt of Oxycontin, it says here. A cuddle hormone. It's the cuddle
hormone.
No, it's not Oxycontin. Oxytocin? I don't know. What's that? Is that That's not Oxycontin. That's Oxytocin. Is that Oxytocin?
Oxytocin.
Yeah.
I hate words.
So, yeah. So it's the cuddle hormone. So, and then people who have that, and the study shows that over a 12-year period they studied this, there's a 21% reduction in the risk of death.
Wait a minute. Is this your way of getting us to come to your cuddle parties?
Yes. I want everybody to come to my cuddle party. So don't yell at your dog. Be nice to your dog, because they help you live longer. So people with dogs live longer. NPR says so.
I always compare it to a good coach.
Yeah.
A good coach can sometimes be very hard, but a good coach knows when to encourage and knows how to get to the core of that person and really bring out something good. A good coach, it doesn't just browbeat you. That's a drill sergeant. A good coach will bring out the best in a player, and that's kind of what you have to be when you train your dog. You have to bring out the best in them, and get rid of the nonsense stuff, and And so you have to take a smart approach. And that's why most of the time it's good to enroll in a basic obedience class with someone who's reputable. Ask your veterinarian who they've had some good feedback from as far as behaviorists in the area. And it is very interesting to learn about dog behavior and how you can be a better dog owner, dog parent, whatever you consider yourself.
Pet parent.
Pet parent,
yeah. Ebb and flow, right? Things go one way and then go back.
Wax on, wax off.
Go back the other. We were just talking about legislation about not declawing cats.
Yeah.
What's another legislation that is troublesome? Breed bans, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's because you get the camel's nose in the tent, and you're breeding this brand, you're breeding that, banning that breed, banning this breed. Denver is actually swinging the other way. Denver is lifting a pit bull ban that has been in place for 30 years.
And I'm proud to be an American.
So, yeah. So, Samantha, your boys and girls are pit bulls,
right?
My
boys and girls are pit bulls, yes. I love them so much.
How many do you have?
Do you have one of each?
I have two. Yes, a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are my world, and I love them so much.
Do you enter them in fights?
No.
No?
God, no. No, they would, even if they did, they would run away. Because they're very...
wrestle.
They're very lazy, and I guess if somebody were to break into our house, I'm pretty sure they would get them, but they're the sweetest babies ever.
So yeah, this is coming out of the New York Times as well. Laura Holson talking about a law is proposed, and if it gets signed, owners they might be required to apply for a special license, and proof of microchipping, but it would lift the ban on pit bulls in the city.
A big driver of the breed bans, and I know, like you said, it's kind of coming the other way now. Insurance companies had these almost like these de facto breed bans because they would, do you have a dog in the house when you're looking at a homeowner's policy? Yes. Is it a pit bull? Ooh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, yeah. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't insure that. So they don't tell you can't have one. They just say if it causes a problem, we're not going to cover it. And back 10 years ago or so, I worked with State Farm, a couple other insurance companies to try to alleviate some of that because they had about 17 or 18 breeds of dogs that they would not insure. And just because it was somewhat arbitrary, and so I did some education and tried to get them to reverse some of those policies, or at least make it a level playing field. It's not the breed of dog.
Right.
Some dogs are problematic, but let's take the breed out of it and let's see if we can evaluate these dogs on a more neutral basis to see which ones are really causing the problems.
So it's Denver is just one of 900 cities, according to this report, in the U.S. that have legislation specifically banning particular breeds. So if all the pits fall into the American Pit Bull Terriers, the American Staffordshire Terriers, and the Staffordshire Bull Terriers, and other mixed breeds fall into these legislations in 900 different cities. But so Denver is reversing it. It's been a law in Denver, in the city and county of Denver, since 1989, and the new mayor wants to have that reversed. People would still need to show, vaccination, and the dogs have to be microchipped, and the, neuter and spay and all the things that you need to do to get your dog licensed in the city. But that applies to any of the dogs.
Declawed?
Declawed. No, not declawed. So so there you go. So that's good to hear. As we talk about the ebb and flow, things.
Yeah.
Hopefully things can kind of swing.
Well, there's always a knee-jerk reaction. When a pit bull causes a problem, it's usually a big problem, and we have had some horrific stories that involve pit bulls. So the knee-jerk reaction is, okay, no pit bulls, let's ban it. Let's rather than taking a smart approach, legislation oftentimes takes a different approach.
Yeah.
So it takes time to work those things out. 30 years apparently in some cases.
I'm glad. I am super glad it is swinging the other way. Talking about swinging the other way.
Oh man, are we getting back to your cuddle party?
It is. We are. It's this one is where is this? Out of Megaphone. I don't know what it is. It's thing. But a guy sets up a dog walking group to help men talk about depression. See, this is why I do the show every week. It's so I can hang out with you and kind of look into your eyes for an hour and just kind of talk. And that's good thing is a wide table because it's hard to reach your hand. when we were sitting at those smaller tables, it was nice. We could hold hands through the show. But
not only that, it was awkward because I would feel you breathing, literally breathing on my neck, and
But I love this. Ron Osmond in Bristol in the UK. He's dealt with depression and anxiety for his whole life.
Because he's in the UK. Everyone's depressed there,
It's
aren't they?
rainy, it's cloudy, it's gloomy. But there was always one thing that helped him was walking his dog. And he realized the huge benefit from it, getting out into nature. So Osmond decided to set up Dudes and Dogs.
Oh, boy.
Hey, it's a little more California than UK, is it? Dudes and dogs. All right, we're going to go take a walk. Come on, buddy. Let's go. But it's to help other men through the same thing, through their depression. The goal, to get men out in the fresh air together and take a walk and talk a little bit. So the group's website, there's a website. Osmond explains how his own battle with depression and how he dealt with it by walking his dog. And there's some quotes and ideas here from him, and that's cool though, because men don't do that. Brian, I love you. Men don't say I love you to each other.
I love you.
So don't be afraid to. Sam, we love you for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
We love Sam.
I could tell Sam, I love you, Sam.
Oh, I love you too. It's okay.
So
Jamie, I
in our society, men don't do that.
Yeah.
So I told Matt Fox I loved him the other day.
Did you?
What did he say?
I had to wake him up first.
Oh my god! You guys.
Matt Fox isn't even here to protect himself from your verbal assault.
Oh my!
But you know what, Jamie?
Talking about verbal
Jamie,
assault.
No, but
it actually does.
Okay, so depression, and you're right.
Yeah.
Guys don't. They're not as demonstrative.
Yeah.
But I'll hug you. You hug me
all the time.
But what is it? What is the deal? You're a school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
About 15 years ago or so, all of a sudden it's like, okay, no hugs, no touching in school.
Oh yeah, no.
That's an awful thing.
Oh yeah, no.
You don't teach kids that.
Oh yeah.
If their friend is hurting, you hug them.
Oh, the kids. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not you hugging your kids.
Oh yeah.
No, kids in school
hugging each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hugged him.
Well, I see kids.
Okay, so they cop a feel once in a while. Let them hug each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like PDAs, public displays of affection.
I'd let them hug. Come on,
I don't think PDA. I don't think hugging is considered PDA. And if it is,
two kids are just kind of, they're talking in the hallway and then hug and walk off. I'm not going to say something. But two kids are like leaned up against a wall and making out.
Yeah, right.
I'll go, hey.
Yeah.
We all just had lunch here. Come on.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
That's actually if you're anywhere near my room and you're making out by my room, I'll be
But
like, hey, we just had lunch here. Come on, people.
Two guys see each other and they do the guy hug thing. You're not going to have an issue with that, right?
Oh no. No. Sometimes I go, hugs are free,
and you I'll hug them both. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do that. Actually, I'll do that. I've done that in class. So kids will be walking in late, and I'll be like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm going to like without a hug."
Have you said that to somebody?
Yeah.
Oh
and there's like two boys are walking in. They're walking in late, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're going, "We're going to go sit down. We're late. We're sorry." I'm like, "I know, but without a hug." And one of them was like, just looked at me like I was insane. And the other one, and he was like 6'4". He's like
running up.
He's like, I'm in for it. And he came up and gave me a hug. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, who are you?
Speaking of that's what I'm talking about. What are we talking about?
I don't know. We're just having fun.
Yeah. But you can hug your dog in mixed company. It doesn't matter. Nobody has any kind of compunction about that, right? You just go hug your dog.
No, it's just a nice little group of getting over depression and taking your walk for a dog and taking your dog.
Yeah.
What?
Taking your walk for a dog. Taking your walk for a dog.
Yeah.
English has been a challenge today.
Mm-hmm.
You ever grit your teeth or grind your teeth because a dog is just so damn cute, and you're just kind of like, oh, you're so cute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to steal them.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
you grind your
steal
teeth.
that dog.
Stealing them puppies.
Get that dog. Steal that dog.
You ever bite a dog?
Vice versa.
Only at the Home Depot.
A hot dog.
Home Depot.
They have the greatest hot dogs at Home Depot. It is a fact. So
I used to
Love
bite
it.
my dog all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of
I'm going to quit my job and sell hot dogs
And then
at
you make
Home
that little
Depot.
noise when you do it. Arr.
I'll growl at her. Arr.
They love that.
And she does
It's play.
blink her eyes very slowly, like, okay, you can bite me.
But if your dog could speak, what it would probably say? Well, there's actually a new collar that would help that. No, there's a new dog collar. It plays swear words when your dog barks. I don't know how this is helpful or anything, but a company. How did you not think of this?
Yeah.
This has got Brian Donovan written all over it. Dog product that swears. A company is selling dog collars that plays swear words whenever the dog barks. For $60, right? Yeah. Like in the movie Up, right? The dog has a little collar that translates stuff. So whenever the dog barks, it plays a swear word.
I referenced the Far Side comic strip. Remember the Far Side, Jamie? Far Side? There was a Far Side cartoon where the scientist toils for years and years on this helmet that will allow him to interpret dog language.
Yeah.
So he finally gets his helmet, he puts it on, goes walking through the neighborhood, and all the dogs are saying is, hey, 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 hey,
hey, hey. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But it's a gag. This is a gag gift. The barking collar. It doesn't actually translate your dog's
doesn't
feelings and your
translate,
dogs
okay.
aren't sailors cursing at you constantly.
I'm sure it's fine.
Sam, I don't have a bad joke. Do you have a bad joke, Sam?
I can look one up. Hold your horses.
Are you gonna? All right, find us a bad joke. I knew I was forgetting something. I figured say we haven't had Samantha here in so long. I didn't want to pick on her with the fact or fiction because we're just happy that Samantha.
Thank you.
Just Samantha's here.
You would have to give me the cue because I was definitely not listening.
We did a bad the fact or fiction last week with Brian, and he got it again.
I think
He got it right?
Yeah,
it's almost like I'm inside of Jamie's mind, and I can.
He does. He
can
picks it apart.
I can ferret these things out.
Because your first guess was wrong. Because you were thinking something, and then you're like, wait a second. And then you went back and you rewound a little bit.
I was
and then you're like,
channeling
And then he got me. And it's like, no fair. Mike Dwyer joined the conversation, and so did your Peanut.
Mike Dwyer and Peanut.
You remember Mike Dwyer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. From the WPON days.
Yeah, really cheery guy. He would...
Bye, son.
Yeah, nonstop joker, that guy.
That's it. Mike was great.
Yeah.
He did. He's a writer. He did that travel and adventure show. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sam, you got that bad joke?
What did the?
Do you got the music to go? It's no fun without the music.
No,
Sam.
but we've already done this one before. But I just want to say it because it's so
go ahead.
funny.
Go ahead.
What did the buffalo say to his son when he left for college?
What did he say then?
Bye, son.
Oh, should I? I got you guys good.
What's that?
Time for
What? Do you have one?
animal joke. No,
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I just had updates from Hollywood.
Why do fish live in salt water?
Why do fish live in salt water? Samantha?
Because pepper makes them sneeze.
Oh,
Oh, man. Where do sheep go on vacation?
where do sheep go on vacation?
The Bahamas. Oh, man. Those were bad, but really funny.
Those are bad.
I need to
Alright.
keep that on my my tab.
There you go. Bad.
Bad.
Animal jokes.
Usually it's a lot better than that. So sorry, everybody.
No, that's
I feel
it.
like we actually have people listening now.
Yeah, it's crazy time.
Yep.
All right, Samantha.
You can. You can.
You want to roll? Yeah, roll that ending music.
Yes,
and
I'm
then,
gonna. Oh, yep. Sorry, we're still playing
then-
the bad stuff.
Bad music.
Yep, we're still playing that bad music. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go.
Tell the people what you are.
So yeah, thank you all for listening. And then you guys can follow us at our on our social media pages. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Animal Talk Radio. So you can follow us there and engage with us there and say some things. We'll say something back. And then we have our merch site, wearingfunny.com, and our website too, animaltalkradio.com. I forgot to say that at the beginning, but yes, we have a website. There you go.
All right.
Boom.
Hoorah. That's it. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and appreciate you being with us. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Anything coming up?
That's
you got
a
anything
wrap.
else? You got it? All right. Have an exotic week.
And kiss your wild thing for me.
Yeah, I want to do some of